Hey guys, I'm Stasney Mav, and I'm a musician based out of Nashville, Tennessee. I was lucky enough to do a remix of God's Gift by Jen Miller and Jake Vicious, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you. I initially found Jen through Girl Gang and started following her on Instagram, and one day she posted like, hey, I'm looking for people to remix this song that I'm putting out in a little bit, and I was like, I'd love to take a swing at it. So she was nice enough to send me the stems, and I built this dancey version of it. From the original track, I didn't take any of the stems except for Jen's performance, and then I sped it up a little bit and made this. So the song starts and ends with this marimba part that's kind of the entire arrangement is based off of. And in the intro, besides that, I added a little bit of vinyl to add a little bit of noise, and then I added this rim click to establish tempo. In the first verse, there's nothing else going on besides that, except I changed the voicings of the chords a little bit to kind of pull back and let the vocal really hit. So this voicing, then this one, and then the third is this. And then for the fourth, I added in a sub bass, which I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear on my DIY iPhone rig that I recorded this on, but we'll try. And so that's it for the first verse. And then the chorus happens, which is where things get a little fun. So I pulled that top marimba part out because Jen's performance just hit so hard. I was like, nothing needs to compete with that. And so I just have bass and drums for whenever there's vocal in the chorus. And the bass, I wanted to carry that marimba sound into one of the parts, so I have that going, and then I got some sub bass sounds. And the drums are super straightforward. It's literally just 4 on the floor and then snare, rim click, whatever on the 2 and 4. And then I've got the hi-hats coming in for the instrumental part, and I also added in a shaker. But that didn't quite bounce the way that I wanted to, just that on its own. So I added in this echoey part, which I labeled Mosquito, because you don't really know what it is or where it's coming from, but you definitely hear it. All that sounds together. So that's the first chorus. And for the second verse, nothing new is really introduced. I bring back the marimba part. The drums keep going, kind of that steady vibe. So the marimba, the bass, and the drums sound like this in the second verse. But again, kind of like that echoey thing in the chorus, I wanted something to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So I had this channel called Chains and Whips that is quite literally chains and whips and a crumpling piece of paper that alone sounds like this. What? With the drums, like works. I don't know. My roommate came out of his room, so I'm gonna wait till he goes back in his room to keep filming this, so he doesn't judge me for talking to myself. Anyway, for the last chorus, there isn't really anything new that I introduced. I just kind of put it all together. And then for the ending, I just wanted a quirky, fun little way to get out of it, so I have this little solo. And initially, I just had it on the main marimba sound. That wasn't enough for me, so I added 5 other channels that kind of doubled that up with different sounds and panned them, all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. You get the marimbas, you get the bass parts, you get the drums, you get the echo stuff. Ah, one thing I forgot are these risers that I put in to kind of introduce the next section throughout the song. That's it, y'all. A big, large, huge shout out to Jake and Jen for letting me do this remix. It was so much fun. And if you made it this far, thank you so much. Hopefully this remix makes you want to shake your butt a little bit or something. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching.
I can laugh from over here, the grass looks greener. It's getting hard to fight the feeling once I've seen you.